the 12-ish at 12 Rivers with Paul Smith. This is my Wednesday. Oh man, sorry. Hurt a rib. As you guys know, I was mountain biking with my son. And like a dumbass, I went over the handlebars and fucked myself up. So here we are. Guys, we've got the 12 at 12 Rivers with Paul Smith today. We're going to talk about the market, talk about different things happening within the real estate world, specifically also things that are happening in Austin. So looking forward to this. As people continue to tune in and whatnot, we're currently live on Twitch. We're currently live on X, YouTube Shorts, Instagram. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to go ahead and hit the chat, and we can go from there. But throughout the week, I've been kind of fielding questions about the real estate market and everything else. And I think one of the biggest things that I have seen so far is, I don't know if you guys know, if you saw this, but Tesla just announced a $16 billion deal with Samsung. Let me get in frame. Boom. We good? We good? Where are we at here? Oh, right. Boom. Looking right at the camera. Tesla just announced a $16 billion deal with Samsung, which is huge for the Austin market. I mean, 16 billion just in itself is a large number. And if you think that Samsung has the ability to 5x their capacity out in Taylor. So right now, the first prefab they're building is about a $50 billion prefab. Well, they can do 5 of those. That's going to be a $250 billion expansion by the time it's done, which is, it's crazy. Typically they say for every job that's created, there's about 5 ancillary jobs within the market. So ancillary jobs are jobs like, like say hairdressers, people that are doing, washing cars, restaurants, all this other stuff. And so if you start to talk about development and start talking about different places to invest in markets within the Austin MSA, that Taylor area and kind of everything along that 130 corridor is going to be absolutely huge. Because if you think about that $16 billion deal, that's with one prefab. As they can do basically 4 more of those, what other companies are going to want to move to Austin to be close to, to that proximity of that many chips coming out of the Austin area? Not necessarily sure, there's nobody else that's certainly announced, but if I'm a betting man, which sometimes I am, I would certainly bet on that corridor. 1, land is still cheap. 2, you can get power out there, right? That's a big thing right now, as you're seeing with data centers and everything else that are coming in, specifically in Central Texas and even up in the Dallas area. Data centers are certainly the way of the future. Your Amazons, your Metas, your Googles, Apples, OpenAI, Microsoft, they all need data centers, basically the ability to house all the information that AI is essentially calculating. And all that really requires power. And man, I was listening to a podcast this week because I had a lot of time driving and talking about essentially the need for the ability to have more power. And as you'll start to see that shift towards nuclear power, which was a little bit of, I feel like, a faux pas, during like the 70s and 80s. And the US kind of really completely stepped away from nuclear power. And now looks like we're moving towards that direction. Which is interesting. In talking about data centers, guys, and the importance of what that does to land, right? If you have raw land, and let's say you buy that land for $1 an acre, hypothetically, if you were going to bring in the utilities and sell that land to a D.R. Horton or a Lennar, you'd be able to sell that for $3 an acre, right? So you 3x your money. But the way that the dynamics work on a data center, that $1 spent on an acre, once you bring in utilities, goes to $9 an acre for data centers. So you actually 9x your money. So that's also going to create a lot more wealth, specifically for landowners, I think, in the southeast to east to northeast corridors of Austin. I'm looking at a project right now. It's about 130 acres that we're looking at adding, bringing in utilities and doing a data center for in the Seguin area. So, to me, that's an opportunity for growth. Again, yes, this is Paul Smith with 12 Rivers Realty. This is the 12 at 12. I had getting some stuff sent to me right now here. Austin ranks among the 20 best large cities for first-time home buyers. Man, that's a little bit surprising. I think that the Austin MSA, in other words, your Williamson County, Hayes County, stuff like that, I could see that being a great area for first-time home buyers. Prime example, Lockhart. Right, there's projects in Lockhart right now where you can, if you're a first-time home buyer or just a home buyer in general, if you're looking to do owner occupied, well, not necessarily sure what my people out there tell me. Tell me it's past the time. We're just here, just chatting. Yeah, I'm currently on. Don't know what to tell you. I got people in right now. Sorry, I'm getting blown up from my social media person. So, guys, at the end of the day, like, there's deals that can be had in Austin right now, or at least 20 minutes outside of Austin, where you can buy with you using a USDA loan and buy zero down, and your mortgage would be about the same as if you were going to pay for rent, which is pretty awesome, right? So that's an opportunity for somebody to come in and buy. And let me see, I might have to disconnect.